It's a difficult question, right? How would I have written the Shadowlands? Pringles, wow. Coming in here with the hard questions on a Tuesday afternoon. How would I have written the Shadowlands? Well, first, it couldn't have started in the Shadowlands, right? That I think was Blizzard's first mistake, was starting the Shadowlands in the Shadowlands. And I think I need to describe or explain what that means. For every other expansion that we've ever had in World of Warcraft, there's been a lot of preamble, as well as a lot of sort of setup, right? A lot of exposition, if you will, within the expansion. Shadowlands is the first expansion where there really was no preamble, no exposition. The only exposition we really have is the Drust and a little bit of Bwonsamdi and the Loa. But considering how little role the Loa and the Drust actually play, like what the small role that they play in the whole of the Shadowlands, it isn't good enough, right? It's not good enough to get people in. So I would actually have written the Shadowlands very differently. So after BFA, or rather in patch 8.3, N'Zoth isn't defeated. Instead, the next expansion, we actually deal with the Emerald Dream. Why the Emerald Dream? Because we already know that the Emerald Dream and Ardenweald is linked. They're basically the same place, just on different planes of existence. So through the Emerald Dream, I would have revealed truths and elements of truth of Ardenweald. I may even have designed a small little quest chain where you go through the back door in the Emerald Dream to get into Ardenweald, right? So give people a little bit of a look into Ardenweald as what is this place, and then learn a little bit maybe about the Winter Queen. That introduces at least an element of the Shadowlands. It means that people like myself, like you guys, the players, actually know there's something there, right? And we start to learn about it. We get some exposition on it. I would have spent the whole of the next expansion after BFA fighting N'Zoth and maybe eventually killing N'Zoth at the end of that expansion, but at great cost to us, right? And maybe even learning through N'Zoth about the other realms of the dead, considering that N'Zoth warned us, right, that Sylvanas is going to rip open the sky and unleash darkness into the world. Maybe N'Zoth shows us what is happening on the other side. Maybe we get to deal with the Nathrazim again. Maybe the Nathrazim actually interferes and we actually fight the Nathrazim, right? So I think you guys are getting what I'm saying. I would have spent that expansion giving exposition to the Shadowlands and then go into the Shadowlands, right? Because now I have allowed players to learn about the Shadowlands. I've allowed players to learn about areas within the Shadowlands. I've done quest chains where people learn about Zuval, but I would have done it in such a way that I don't give them his name. Like, I don't tell them who he is. I just teach them about this mysterious being that wishes to destroy the world, and it leaves almost everyone going, what the fuck is this? What the hell is going on? Who is this? And then you suddenly get this reveal at the launch of Shadowlands. It's Zuval. The problem right now is that we look at Zuval and we think, right? Who gives a shit? We don't know anything about this guy. When he was revealed for the first time, most people had no idea who he was, nor really cared, right? And that would be the thing that I would have done. That's how I would have written Shadowlands. So not even starting on the story currently, but it would have started earlier. Even before we got to the Shadowlands, there should have been exposition. Because I feel like that is what Shadowlands is failing on most. It's not the story. The story in Shadowlands is actually fine. It's actually a cool story. It's nothing wrong with the story. It's the fact that there's no reason for you to care about the story. So why would you? Because I'm literally showing you the third movie of Lord of the Rings without having showed you the first two. So you have no idea who these characters are. You have no idea why these characters matter. They're just sort of there. What Blizzard needs to do is they need to show us the first two movies. And that is why I think Shadowlands failed. And that is what I would have changed. I would have shown people the first 2 movies. I would have given people a reason to get excited about this place and a reason to at least try to understand the place. Yeah, I know that's not exactly what you asked, Pringles, but I can't really answer the other part because that would be a 4-hour answer, right? Because I would now need to go into every single quest line and describe how I would have told every single quest line, and I don't think that really matters, right? I don't think that really matters because at the end of the day, World of Warcraft has never been good at telling every detail of the story. A lot of the time in World of Warcraft, we get sort of broken story and sort of in-between story and not quite the story, right? But we get enough of not quite the story that we can fill in the gaps. You know, and that's what's fun. That's what makes speculation fun, is we get to fill in the gaps that is left open. The problem with Shadowlands is that there's a gaping gap, and the gaping gap is literally the fucking start. So I don't know what to speculate on, because I don't even know where to start in the story. I try my best. I try to bring out videos every single day that speculate on the story, but I'll tell you, it's the hardest thing I've ever done in my life. Like, I've been a speculator since Legion, and this is the first time in my life that I don't really feel comfortable speculating on the story. Half the time, I'm sitting there going, I want to talk about these things, but I don't know these things. I don't know these things, so I don't really know what to speculate. Like, I can speculate on where they may start, or what may have started it, but I don't know, because I don't even know what they are right now. So that would have been the way I would have written the story if it was me, right?